Well, hello, it's Orah, your Hildid. I have a short little video for y'all today. Yeah, we're gonna do a shout out to the Dutch, the Nederlanders. Um, Lately, people are pressed, you know what I mean? People are intimidated by this little land. So, let's do a little shout out to them. And I've had this phrase play in my head, play in my mind, like what you call it? Like a freaking melody, right? So I was like, let's do a little research on where the phrase came from. You know what I mean? So, what's that phrase? Hip hip hoorah, right? So, the Orange Men, right? The Orange Men, they came up with this phrase first, right? So, since everyone is pressed, let's do a little explanation where the who used the phrase, right? And why they use it. So, ready? The phrase hip hip hurrah is a traditional expression used to celebrate or cheer for someone on special occasions, such as birthdays, anniversaries, or other festive events. It's the Dutch equivalent of the English phrase hip hip hooray. The origins of the phrase are not entirely clear. It's believed to have originated in the Netherlands and has been used for centuries as a joyful exclamation or cheer to express happiness and excitement. Um, the phrase is often accompanied by clapping or cheering to create a lively and festive atmosphere, right? So then that leads me to another thing that's, in the current culture now, right? Yeah, so in our current narrative, now that hip hop is being resuscitated and it's alive again, yeah? So that made me curious to find out where the term hip hop came from, you know what I mean? The hip hop movement, the musical movement, yeah, and the cultural phenomena that happened in the 70s. Alright, so let's do the hip hop term. The term hip hop is believed to have originated in the 1970s in the Bronx, New York City. Isn't that interesting? What was New York City or New York called before it was called New York? It was New Amsterdam, right? Makes sense. During the early days of the hip hop music and culture movement, there have been several theories about the origin of the term, but one common explanation is that it was coined by DJ Lovebug Starsky. Yeah, a pioneering hip hop DJ and MC, according to this account, right? Starsky used the term hip hop as a rhyming to energize the crowd at parties and events he was hosting. The term hip hop was later popularized by other artists and musicians in the hip hop community, eventually becoming the widely recognized name for the genre of music and cultural movement that emerged in the Bronx in the 1970s. Ain't that interesting? Yeah. So, different versions, different stories, yeah, but it's all a continuation of the same drama. Yeah, so now you have that a little history on top of that. I was gonna do this video in Dutch, you know what I mean, but I haven't been in Holland for a while now, right? So my Dutch is become rusty. See, I have like an ear for languages, yeah. In order for me to pronounce everything right, you know what I mean, and pretty much speak like a native, I need my ears. I need to hear the sound. I mean, if we're gonna be whole human beings, we gotta use all of our senses, right? So, language and pronunciation and all of those things, you gotta use your ear as well. You know what I mean? You gotta hear the sounds. Yeah. So that's why I always been good with languages. If I can hear the sounds, to hear the sound, and then I can replicate the sound. So let's do it in English instead. I figured, right? Since I live in England and that's the sound I hear most often. So, I hope you enjoyed that little history lesson on terms. Terms are very important. You know that. We got terms, they got terms, do you have terms? Whatever. So, I figured since hip hop is alive and kicking again, yeah, since there's this cultural revolution going on everywhere, I figured. So, since these terms are quite similar, I figured let's compare them. You know what I mean? And the Dutch are having their own cultural movement as well. You know what I mean? And there is a lot of bullshit racist drama going within their midst as well. But hopefully, you know what I mean? The upright one. Yeah, at least the right thinking ones. Yeah, can clean their own house, right? Because everywhere else, everyone needs to be cleaning their own goddamn houses, right? Spring cleaning. Yeah. Well, anyways, I hope you enjoyed that little story. Dag.